We're gonna watch The Haunting of Bly Manor, episode 6, but first we've gotta talk about The Lady in the Lake and Hannah Gross. I admit I spent the first half of this series legitimately thinking Rebecca was the lady in the lake because we knew that she drowned in the lake, distraught, killing herself over the disappearance of her one true toxic love, Peter Quint. How interesting that he did ask her to run away with him to America before he disappeared. Wow. But who's the lady in the lake then? Fascinating. A pre-existing ghoul ghosty of Bly Manor. Maybe. I mean, how many of the current ghost residents has she forced into the glue trap? And who is she? I mean, we've heard some tragic tales on this show so far. None possibly more tragic than Owen with the loss of his mom and the not yet realized loss of Hannah. But the lady in the lake, she's a vengeful spirit, or at least a violent one. And I mean, the only person we've seen her be violent towards, of course, is Peter, who is awful. So maybe the lady in the lake is a protector of sorts. If she killed Rebecca, Rebecca is kind of wonderful, right? But we also know her motivation for being there was to move up a corporate ladder, a totally different ladder than, a pair. But I do now fully believe our little friends Flora and Miles are trying to protect everyone else in the house. It's not Miles' fault that Peter sometimes possesses them, But who is the lady in the lake? I suspect perhaps the most tragic tale has yet to be told. Maybe she's only killing awful people, but maybe not. The kids want to protect the residents of Bly Manor from her. I don't know. There was that moment when Flora was sketching the gravestones in the chapel. They lingered on a grave. I want to say it was like a Viola. They wouldn't have lingered there if it wasn't important. So is Viola the lady in the lake? And if so, and even if it's not, will we get to hear her story? That, to me, feels like an episode 8 or 9 story to tell. I don't expect that we'll be experiencing or learning about that today. But if we did, it'd be great. I still would like to catch back up with specifically Danny around the fire with Edmund. Could we do that? Okay, Hannah Gross, real fast, and we're going to get into the episode. But Hannah Gross is dead. Presumably she knew she was dead from the moment it happened, but what if she didn't? I'm gonna guess some of the revelations and realizations that we learned in this episode that maybe she just learned along with us. I'm excited to see how that knowledge might impact the remainder of this season. I'm also wondering if Flora and Miles know that Hannah is deceased or not. A lot of exciting questions, a lot of exciting stories still to unfold before us. So let's experience episode 6 of Bly Manor for the very first time. Also, I could not help but notice the lady in the lake who comes out of the lake with muddy footprints from time to time had her eyes glazed over. I'm wondering if that is a detail that will fit into her tragic story. And is she trying to make everyone else like her? I don't know. This show just keeps getting better and better. That is the one thing I do know. Henry Wingrave? What is that? He's not even going to open it? Not without a drink.
Wingrave greatly preferred the confines of his office to the comfort of his London flat.
He seems to live there.
Miss Clayton phoned.
And?
Wanted to report about the children.
And how are the children?
She says they're well, but she's a bit concerned, and that she's happy to elaborate if you'd like to schedule a call.
I'm guessing he doesn't.
No need. I'm happy the children are well.
Is that Peter? Dead old Peter?
Scotch or bourbon tonight?
And does he know Peter's dead? Or is that not Peter? Is that someone else? Maybe it's his brother. Dominic? Maybe it's nothing. He doesn't even know. I was just talking to himself. You can't share a drink with the undead, probably, due to their lack of ability to consume said drink. Okay, one glass. What? Excuse me? Explain what's happening. He's having a drink with himself. Evil twin? It's so strange.
Too late?
You're on time.
I'm on time.
Yeah, she's close, but not yet.
Thank God for that. She's early. She's quite early.
Charlotte giving birth to Miles? Or Flora?
Never missed the birth of my own daughter. I'd never. Went on the hospital. It was faster to have the doctor come here. My girls.
Oh.
Where are my girls?
He's so close with them. Obviously, he misses them greatly. And it's a huge loss for him. I wish he would reach out to the children. You know, they lost their parents. They shouldn't have lost their uncle also. The statue garden that they've made reference to. It's really been something that has stood out during the show. Don't know if it comes into play later or not, but it's so interesting.
Don't usually see you this side of the 8 a.m.
I know that you start early on Thursdays.
A little awkward.
I thought I'd bring you some coffee.
You Yanks in your coffee.
You might like it.
I do. Yankee Doodle, baby. Dandy.
I'm not the best at coffee either. Everything's been a bit strange, really. And no Owen, no you. I seem to see less and less of Hannah. She just goes out, I guess. Sometimes I just turn around and she's gone.
Yeah.
Did you wake up just for this?
Yes.
No?
Say yes. Come on.
You just waiting for me to come back?
I knew that you were coming back today, but
So you just got up with the sun just to come say hi at 6 in the morning for no particular reason? You flirt.
fine.
Spit it out.
I don't like the way we left it.
And how did we leave it?
Awkward.
Wrong. I wanted to start doing something right.
Clarify, yeah.
So I thought I'd start with coffee.
Every time I think you might be sure, you've got this irritating habit of jumping back like you just seen a scary bug.
Or a scary ex.
I like you, but I also like my life the way it is. Nice and boring.
Gotta keep things proper boring,
Oh my.
haven't we? Would you want to get a drink? Away from the house, I could be kind of boring, right?
Could be dreadfully boring.
So I could ask
Cute.
Hannah to watch the kids one night. You and me.
All of the people. So sorry, not relevant to this.
You know I live above that bug, right?
Of course.
Told you that already, didn't I?
Flora's up.
Flora?
She's gonna chastise the lady in the lake. You stay in the lake.
I don't feel good.
No.
How long have you been out here?
I just woke up.
Oh, Rebecca's there.
I don't know.
Is Rebecca sometimes potentially possessing Flora like Peter does Miles? Humana, what?
Hello?
Who's that?
Miles?
Was it Miles?
Is that you?
The hair seemed mightily floppily. Yeah, that's the right way to say that. Mightily floppily. Mighty floppy? Mightily floppy? Who cares? Is it a ghost? Is this the first time she sees?
Who are you?
Oh no, there, no eyes, no face.
Mummy!
Whoa, this must be the first time she saw.
Mummy!
She just wanted a new friend.
There's someone in my room, a little boy.
No face.
Miles?
It's not Miles. Uncle Henry,
Hello, Flora.
what are you doing here?
Sleeping with his brother's wife, apparently. I mean, don't tell Flora that.
Uncle Henry slept over.
In one of the guest rooms. And I was just saying good morning just now.
Yes.
I mean, is that something that you guessed? Did you know Hannah was dead before it? Did you know Henry was sleeping with Charlotte before? I had no idea.
There was a little boy, you say?
Little? Like me?
Oh, surely no one's as little as you.
If there is a little boy, and you're the only one who can see him, perhaps he'd like to be your friend.
His face isn't finished.
Oh, no.
He doesn't even have a mouth.
Well, I should think he would be a very good listener. And there's almost nothing more important than that in a friend.
Quality perspective.
You could give him a whole story of his own. You see, I had a friend when I was your age, too. In this house, in fact. He was a soldier.
I wonder.
And I was very afraid of him until I gave him a story.
Do you think he also saw a ghost when he was young? Did he have the garden variety imaginary friend?
Is Daddy coming home? From Scotland, Mummy.
Soon, my love.
This is strange. I suppose it's because I'm too old. I feel like I should be littler.
Well, you should be 5 years old, in fact.
Interesting.
I'm 8 years old. Why is my age
Don't tell me
all
she's
wrong?
dead.
You know why, don't you?
Because this is a memory.
Okay.
That's right.
I've been tucked away again in another memory.
Does this happen
This is
often?
happening more and more, isn't it?
It is.
Weird.
I keep getting tucked away.
Wake up.
Is
Hey, you just
this happening to Miles also?
you just nodded off there.
Is this something to do with Rebecca touching her?
Having a bit of a moment.
No, it's all right.
What 8-year-old girl says I'm having a bit of a moment?
I'd like to go back to sleep. But to dream, not a memory. Dream this time.
It's Miss Clayton. Said Flora's been sleepwalking.
She's all right, that's all.
If she isn't,
You need to talk to her.
If she isn't, then why isn't she calling a bloody doctor?
You need to open it.
Flora residence.
Flora residence.
Well, hello, Flora.
So adorable.
How are you doing, darling? Is your mother...
What's that, Mummy?
Well, I mean to say, have you seen that little boy again?
Oh, no, not yet. Daddy says he's a type of mint.
I'm sorry?
He says he's a type of special mint, and that's all.
Huh.
A figment.
Oh, a figment. So Dominic's a realist, and Henry's either knows it's a ghost or is stoking imagination.
Dad, Uncle Henry's on the phone.
What? You're back.
I am. How did you know?
Why are you calling?
I was...
He doesn't want
I
to
was
explain.
looking for you. I tried Glasgow, and I couldn't find you, so... I thought Charlotte would know if you'd swapped hotels.
No, I'm still at the... oh, anyway, you found me. What's happening?
Quick.
Well, I've answered my own question, sorted it out.
Oh, well done.
I think he knows. Oh no, is this gonna somehow lead to the events of their passing? Oh gosh.
Don't know who you're trying to hide from.
He's being haunted by himself, perhaps his own misdeeds.
We decided on scotch and bourbon tonight.
2 for 1.
Are you sure we can still afford it? After Peter robbed you blind?
Where is that money if Peter's dead?
And Miles's money, after all, not yours. I replaced all of it as... You know this. Oh. She's likely asleep by now. You'd get the cook again. Or the housekeeper.
He calls.
Or that cute little American. The receptionist could handle this. She could send out a notice of death and stop the incoming mail. You insist on handling it so that no one does. Because every time you send out a notice of death, the world where you can pretend your brother is still alive gets a little bit smaller.
On an offshoot, there's not a chance that he's Flora's father, is there? Seems unlikely, but I don't know. Surely it wasn't going on that long, right? I don't know. He was in the room during his birth, which I thought, during her birth, I thought it was a little weird. But I don't know. Maybe they're that close. Apparently they are. Maybe he is her father. Maybe that's why he's staying away.
Can hardly remember this afternoon.
She just seemed tomorrow I'm gonna call a doctor.
Yes, that sounds about right.
I called Henry, but
Does Hannah know she's dead?
I don't understand. There is only family.
Henry's not exactly himself anymore. Ever since Charlotte and Dominic went on that blasted trip. I suppose none of them came back. I mean, Charlotte and Dominic, obviously, but neither did Henry, if I'm honest.
Hey, it's the little boy. See, fact that Danny's about probably to see him too. This is so interesting. And Danny saw... Oh, she didn't see him, but Danny definitely saw Peter. She definitely sees Hannah. I don't know.
You're still here?
I was asked to stay behind.
Now, who would ask you to do that?
Don't touch that. Just desecrate it.
Yes.
I thought, rough day.
Could use a drink.
Maybe Poppins might fancy a little boredom.
There you go.
I got things handled here. You can't enjoy yourself.
To boredom.
There's not many secret spots, even on grounds this big. But this one, special.
You planted that?
Yeah. It's a moonflower. This plant only blooms 2 months a year, and only at night. Each bud only once.
Wow.
These flowers will be dead by morning. In 3 weeks, this entire plant will be dead. And in the spring, I'll have to plant a whole new moonflower.
Wow. Sad, kind of.
That's a lot of work for a flower that only blooms once.
It's what people feel like to me. Exhaustive effort, very little show for it. So I figured I'd save you some effort. Mum was Louise. Dad was Dennis. Dennis met Louise when she was 18. He was 24. Total surprise, a year later, my brother, Denny. Dad starts working in a coal mine. But he's barely home now. And Louise, well, Louise is home with the kids. She's basically a kid herself. So Dad's underground and Mum's under some bloke. And... But the thing I think about most now I'm older, no plants down there. No life at all. That dark, powdery death is all over his face. There's not a leaf, not a branch, not a flower in his world. And when he finally climbs out of that grave, finally climbs back to the land of the living, they laugh at him. The whole town knows that the new baby, my little brother Mikey, isn't his.
Wow.
So Dennis buries his head in the soot, and they praise him for his loyalty while they mock him for a cuckold. Louise, on the other hand, call a spade, and they call my mum a whore. Call the daughter one too.
That sucks.
Little Denny piles on.
Denny?
He tries to save his own skin by blaming all the females in the family. And in 67,
Crap, brother.
Louise bolts. I come home from school to find Mikey. Alone, screaming his little head off.
Mikey.
He's still a baby, and he doesn't understand what he's done wrong.
He didn't do a thing. He had a crap mom.
I try and take care of him.
She abandoned him? Abandoned them all?
I'm just a kid. So one day there's an accident.
No, man. No, man.
Social services gets involved and we split up.
I was like, where's Mikey now? Is he still?
I left for London pretty soon after that. Got myself into all sorts of trouble there. Wound up serving a couple of years.
Wow.
And it's there I start gardening. Love it.
Man, no wonder she doesn't want anything to do with kids, bro.
People aren't worth it. But plants, you pour your love and your effort. You watch them grow.
Can she please learn that the right people are worth it?
Everyone is exhaustive, even the best ones. Sometimes,
You meet a
Someone.
moonflower?
like this moonflower, just might be worth the effort.
Meet Danny.
I know you're carrying this guilt around, but I also know that you don't decide who lives and who doesn't. Life refreshes and recycles, and on it goes. And that is so much better than that life getting crushed deep down in the dirt into a rock that will burn if it's old enough. So much better to see the leafling flower.
Incredible monologue, just this whole thing.
We leave more life behind to take our place. It's where all its beauty lies, you know. In the mortality of the thing.
And I'm assuming she dealt with stuff. So no jump scare this time. No Eddie, no Edmund. No guilt. Cut to guilt.
What are we going to do about this?
Just nothing. Leave.
I don't know.
And don't do this again. End of memory. Yeah.
Is that all of it? One more piece in the car. Okay, I'll grab it.
Is he Flora's daddy?
Couldn't match it exactly, obviously.
It's amazing.
She's going to lose her mind. They're not here.
I'll get the last of it. Perhaps we could hide this in the study until the party.
Dominic?
Sounds good. Darling, look what your brother's brought.
So he knows, right? Or suspects strongly. Oh, yeah. I mean, just the way this is shot, you feel the separation between them. I don't know. I want to say it hurts, but I'm not sure that's the right descriptor. You feel that space.
Flora's birthday. Got me thinking.
Uh-oh.
What a strange night that was.
Her birth?
I don't remember much.
She was so early.
Because, yeah, okay, I was spot on.
She was.
That's why she was early, because she's not Dominic.
Right. But for a baby that early...
She wasn't premature.
She wasn't nearly as small as I expected.
Oh, dang. It sucks to have this kind of realization. She's just gonna sit down and let's talk, because frick.
If she wasn't early, she was actually right on time. That math wouldn't work. She kind of had to be early, didn't she? Or else it would mean she was conceived in August, while I was in Russia. It took me 6 years to do the math. Suppose I didn't want to, did I?
No one would.
Was gone an awful lot, wasn't I?
Not so dissimilar to Jamie's backstory here. Very different circumstances.
Do you love him?
The silent yes.
The au pair could not remember the last time she'd slept this well, and she thought perhaps she never had.
The burn, some kind of scarring, and no Edward. Still.
Flora!
Oh.
Flora! Where am I?
I don't like this at all.
I think I was tucked away again. Why does this keep happening?
Hey, 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 hey!
Terribly sorry for the trouble. I was just going on a walk. I didn't mean to alarm you.
Perfectly splendid. Frick, she didn't just pick it up. Rebecca's is, I think, unless I grossly misinterpreted that situation, but I don't think so.
Miss Clayton called again. I think maybe you should...
Is anyone hurt?
I don't think it's that simple.
I'm unavailable unless someone is hurt.
Sir, there's a lot of hurt going around right now. You need to deal with your own and go take care of your daughter.
Fine.
Face yourself.
Get her back on the phone. What's all this then?
You keep the office, is what this is. I don't want to see any of this ever again. How stupid you must have thought of me. She's my daughter. In every way that matters. When she skins her knee, it's me.
Wow.
And when she asks her father to walk her down the aisle.
Dominic, he's so good. I love this.
She didn't tell you. Oh, look at that. I get to be here when the penny drops.
Wait, he didn't even know? He didn't know Flora was hers? His.
You're banished, little brother.
So this is why he doesn't.
You're banished from my house.
In a way, he's trying to honor his brother.
You're banished from my wife, my children. You don't have a brother anymore, or a niece. Just yourself.
God. Quite literally.
Your real self.
Oh, dang.
Grotesque little demon, isn't he? I pity you, because you have to live with him.
Wow.
You have to live with yourself.
Oh my gosh, I love how these words came to life.
He's a grinning monster.
So vividly
Isn't he?
in his life. But Henry, your brother's dead. Those kids would really probably benefit from you. I think. Maybe I'm wrong to think that or assume that. Maybe his real self is what they would get, and that's horrible. I don't think that's really his real self. I think that's what his brother saw in the moment. And obviously he did some horrible things, but...
Just a few weeks, my darling.
Terribly long time. And I don't want to be here all alone with Miles and Mrs. Gross.
Here we are.
A doll.
This is called a talisman.
Oh, she's learning about protection.
Protects people, and it keeps them happy.
It's happening again, isn't it?
What?
not really here.
Oh,
You should probably wake up now.
poor Flora. The confusion she must be having.
You've eaten dinner without me.
You already ate in your room. Owen made you soup.
It was some of my best work.
I don't remember that.
Told her she wasn't herself.
I don't like this game.
Me neither. Poor child.
Oh, that's probably your uncle. Everything's gonna be okay, Flora. Don't worry. Hello? Hello?
Now talk this time, you coward.
It's another freaking prank call.
Do you really think she'll answer one of these times?
Flora.
You might hear her say, Flora residence. Unlikely. They think you're some pervert breathing into the phone. Well, it's not real, but you probably should get it anyway.
I should have told you. We're leaving tonight.
I can't believe he didn't know.
We're tracing our honeymoon. I wanted to say goodbye.
Charlotte.
I mean it.
For real this
I'm
time.
going to make this work. My husband, my family.
I love you, Charlotte.
And honor her intentions.
I know.
She loves you too. She's choosing her family.
There's a lot more to it than love.
Jumping ahead, if you don't mind, to my favorite part. No, please.
He's just reliving this over and over and over.
The night we met.
The night his brother's words became real. The night his brother died.
There's been an accident.
Grinning fool.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, it's hard to accept when you first hear something like that.
What sort of an accident?
It can't be real, but it is. And it's devastating. All the emotions he must feel.
Well, surely they're all right.
The conflict, they're not all right, man.
You're wrong.
Yeah. The absolute denial. Then face to face. Immediately with the man your brother saw you as. I'm not here to say how much of it is accurate or not accurate. Certainly it's why he's staying away.
Hell was having to call Bly and having her voice be the first one you heard when she picked up the phone. Her little voice saying,
Flora residence.
She's in that memory now. Or was that just for the audience?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take her to a doctor in the morning.
She needs a psychologist.
Yeah, both.
This again. Disconnected.
What?
Phone trouble.
What? What?
Phone's disconnected.
Your phone or their phone?
So, I'm sure it's nothing.
I'm not so sure what's happening. Yeah, it's time to go.
What are you doing?
Unbanished. I unbanish you.
I'm going to Bly.
Yes.
What's the point? The nanny has got this.
Shut him up.
You couldn't do anything anyway. I have a terrible feeling. Oh, that sells it. I haven't had a feeling like this since... Maybe you can tell those little kids to their faces exactly how their parents died.
See, I'm nervous about what's happening in this doll. Miles? Oh no, it's not Miles. It's the little boy. He's the one who moves things around, maybe, and that's how she knows things.
There you are.
Oh, wait.
Don't be scared.
He's not. He's the one who moved that one time.
I'm so sorry about your face. Here. Try this.
What? It's so strange.
There.
Is this a flashback?
I've done it again.
Trapped in a memory. Asked and answered. What is Rebecca doing? Why is she doing this?
Why do you keep doing this to me? Just tell me.
She knows it's Rebecca.
Miss Jessel! I don't like this game. Stop hiding from me.
Yeah, talk to her, please. For our benefit. Hi, we're the audience.
I'm
No?
very cross with you.
But why?
Yes.
Everything is just fine. It's perfect.
It's not. I'm tired of being tucked away. I'm tired of forgetting things, and I'm tired of acting strange.
Yeah, tell her.
And of Miles acting strange.
What's the matter with Miles?
She doesn't know.
What are you doing to me?
Danny, I love you not now. Oh, Danny sees her. Danny sees her.
It's only with Cecil.
Yeah, but she's dead.
Miles!
Checking to see if anything weird's happening to her face.
Well.
Oh
this
no.
is awkward.
Yeah, a little bit. They're still a bad, evil, dead couple. They were gonna run away together in life, and apparently maybe she's not okay in death. Don't know what that noise was, but it happened. Can't undo it.
Flora, we gotta go.
Flora's been living with this for how long, man?
Sorry.
No! No! What, Miles? Peter is what I meant. I know Miles wouldn't have done that. I don't know what to think about so many different things. Let's start right there with the ending, because that's how I feel like inside. That's how my mind is trying to formulate sentences and words, because I don't what in the world just transpired before our eyes. How much of this does Flora know? I mean, she's a confused little girl, and hi, Danny saw Rebecca. I don't know what Rebecca's doing. I'm now thinking Rebecca would have run off with Peter had they lived. They would have run off together and lived in America, stolen the money, and I think she would have been fine with it. Maybe. But as a ghost, as a dead woman, is she evil? Are her and Peter an evil killing duo? Bonnie and Clyde of Bly. Okay, Miles knocked Danny unconscious. Or Peter knocked Danny unconscious. What happens next? Okay, that's like the precipice right now. Where do we go from here? We're gonna have to wait till next week to find out, obviously. But where do we go from here? Where does the story go? Let me just say, this show is a brilliant, perfect onion. More so than any other show that I've seen. Like it starts off, this is what you see, this is what the show is at the start, and then just we peel back layers. It is the authentic Awesome Blossom. Like, it is incredible just how this story is unfolding and the layers between it. And I'm absolutely loving the story that we're getting. And this week we got the backstory of Henry and Charlotte and Flora too, which man, did you know that was gonna happen? Seriously, did you see that twist coming? Because I had no idea. That blew my mind. It completely caught me off guard. I had absolutely zero idea, and I find it interesting too, though, the parallels between Danny and Henry, both feeling responsible for the death of people they love, and their guilt manifesting in different ways. Henry's guilt making Dominic's words come to life, I believe, in a very literal sense, and he was banished. He had to live with himself, his true self, his foolish grinning self. Really was crazy to watch, and I am very grateful. And he came to the place at the end. He's hopefully unbanishing himself, and now it's time to insert himself into the narrative. I'm not here to judge him for his past misdeeds. I think he is needed at Bly Manor, and I hope that his presence can maybe stop whatever is taking place or about to take place with Danny. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm sure I will ponder this throughout the next week and have more swirling thoughts. But wow, I love this show. This is a great freaking show, and I'm so glad to be able to watch it. And thank you for being here. I will see you in the next one. Bye.